Wajumbe wote katika Kenya Kwanza wako nyuma ya rais kwa mambo ya finance bill. Ile mtu napinga ni ile mzee ya kitendawili, ile mzee ya kuvaa sufuria kwa kichwa. Sasa huyo ndio anapinga, na yeye anapinga kila kitu. Kwa hivyo sisi hatuwezi fuata ile. Ukiona kitu Raila anapinga, hiyo kitu ni mzuri. Sababu Raila akikwambia mkutane Nyandarua, usiende Nyandarua, umongoje Kirinyaga. Sasa yeye ndiye anapinga na kukoroga watu. Kwa hivyo wabunge wetu wote wako sawa. Na katika hapa mlima ni 100%. Ni mmoja tu napiga kelele. And it's okay. You know, sisi ni watu ya demokrasia. Moja tu si ni sawa. Unajua pia hii mashindano si mzuri kuwe 100%. So if we can have moja tu hapa Mount Kenya inapiga no, ni sawa, ndio tuoneshe iko demokrasia. Lakini hao wengine wote hapa kwetu Nyeri ni 100%. Kirinyaga 100%. Nyandarua 100%. Pahali naitwa Murang'a 100%. Kiambu tuko na 12, moja tu ndio napiga kelele. Lakini atanyamaza tu. Najua sasa hii kelele pia si mbaya. Katika hii mlima tuko sawa. Hii watu ya Madera unajua wanakuaga bahari, mimi niko na bahari rais wetu wako. So wewe kaa na mimi, kaa na rais, utakaa vizuri na hii watu. Kwa sababu hao watu wanajua mimi na rais hatuwezi wapangia mabaya, tunawapangia mazuri. Tumelete bill ya kujenga manyumba vijana wapate kazi. Sasa nyinyi ambaye hamuna kazi, kuna mtu atakata nyinyi? Hamuna kitu ya kukatwa. Sasa wenye kukatwa ni mimi na hawa. Sasa wale hatutaki kukatwa, tunaincite raia ati mtakatwa. Mtakatwa na nani? Wale vijana mtatafutia kazi, mkipata ndio mtakatwa. Saa hii nyinyi mrelax.
Mr. Musha, you said you would recommend that we aggregate coffee and buyers can buy coffee from the aggregated loot, which is a very good idea. But I was asking, would you be comfortable if buyers can buy coffee directly at the primary production unit? If buyers can buy coffee directly from the factory level, so that the factories that are producing good coffee grades can benefit from their efforts. Because aggregation, sometimes you mix coffee that is from a good grade and bad grade. My other question is, just like the milk farmers do, in Gathoni dairy farmers are paid and their work ends at the delivery of their milk. Wakishapeleka maziwa yao kwa collection center, kilo zake zikichukuliwa, kazi yake huishia hapo. Vile ambaye amechukua maziwa ataenda kufanya na hiyo maziwa, hiyo sio biashara ya mkulima. Mkulima anaachia kazi yake hapo, anarudi shambani. Lakini kwa kahawa, wakulima wamefanywa wao ndio industrialist, wao ndio wanakausha kahawa, ndio wana pulp kahawa, ndio wana transport kahawa, ndio wana provide security, and you know some farmers have no capacity. Would you be comfortable as farmers if we recommended that mkulima wa kahawa awe analipwa na kazi yake iishie akipeleka kahawa yake kwa pulping station? Aache kugojea 9 months kahawa yake iuzwe ndio alipwe. Awe analipwa every month kama mkulima wa maziwa. Asante.
Asante sana.
Allow me to...
Please take half a minute.
Thank you. Allow me to respond to Rogoro, the coffee farmer who asked about coffee tourism. It would be a very good idea for us to have coffee tourism. As you are aware, Githunguri is a very good example of dairy tourism in Kenya. We receive approximately 100,000 visitors per month who come to our farms to learn about dairy, and they also buy a lot of our calves and our in-calves. And I'm sure we make quite good money out of that. So if we can replicate that into coffee industry, it would be fantastic. But we have a challenge. Your Excellency, about 2 weeks ago, I was in Japan. And I happened to meet the Japanese Specialty Coffee Association, a very strong association. And they told me that they only deal with coffee from Burundi in Africa, the Blue Mountain coffee from Rwanda, and coffee from Ecuador. The reason why they deal with those coffees is because they are 100% specialty coffee. Matters Europe Gap are very sensitive to such markets. And of course, you know, when it comes to issues of Europe Gap here in Kenya, we do not have the certificates well because of the use of pest control, Your Excellency. We do need to concentrate quite heavily on pest control board, because when I came back from Japan, I did my research. And from the available information from pest control board, we have 321 pesticides that are listed by pest control board. But according to the regulations that Japanese are using, we are only supposed to be using 103 pesticides. So our coffee, whenever it goes to such markets, is being rejected. I think Mwalimu Mosho had mentioned that here. It is true. They even gave me a copy of the letter that has given a warning that Kenyan coffee will not be allowed in Japan market for the next 3 years. That is a very, very serious letter. So I think we can go that direction of tourism, but I think we have some homework to do here at home. Thank you very much.
Okay, we now wait.
Your Excellency, we are very, very happy that this is happening because this is what we have been waiting for. I come from coffee growing area. I am a farmer. I deliver my coffee produce at Gathoni Coffee Factory in Githunguri. And I'm a very sad representative. Reason being, Your Excellency, and I'm sure you are aware, there are some 6 factories in my constituency that are yet to be paid to date. And if they are going to be paid tomorrow, the money that is available for them, they are only going to be paid 11 shillings per kg. Not because they did not do their work in the farm, not because they did not dry their coffee as required, not because they did not dry and do all the pulping as needed, but some people colluded, withdrew all their money from the marketer, and they have no way to follow them up. So those farmers are going to receive 11 shillings, Your Excellency. It is very sad. I feel the pain as a mother, as a leader, and as a farmer, because I know what farmers go through. How I pray that now that we have pronounced ourselves in this forum, that marketers are going to be dealt with effective by the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Agriculture, Honorable Mithika Linturi. How I pray that you're going to make sure that any marketer who is holding farmers' coffee today remits the money to the farmer without further delay. Because you know what most marketers are going to do? They are going to stop paying farmers because they know that new systems are coming in place. We are tired. We are really tired of talking about marketers. Marketers do not operate in isolation. They operate under an environment that is regulated by the government, and the government must take the blame for the mess that is in the coffee industry. Now, I have a question. Now that we are recommending, and this question I really would want the farmers to think about, especially the farmers who are here. Although I still asked a question, because I didn't see my farmers in Githunguri or Kiambu here, how they were selected. Maybe somebody is going to answer me later on. But I am asking, now that we are saying we bring back Coffee Board of Kenya, we are saying we bring back KPCU of Kenya, we are saying we bring back CRF, which is borders in my constituency. Have we interrogated the issues that made them deliver us to where we are today? Because the same institutions are the reason why we are here today. The mess that we are in today, they are also players in the mess. So when we revive them and we bring them back, are we sure we are going to do it right? So that we don't come back here in 5 years and say, oh, we still have a problem. That question, I think I'm going to throw it to the Cabinet Secretary in charge of cooperatives and in charge of agriculture. My other issue is that I know you know, most of you because you're stakeholders. Back in the 80s, we used to have over 1,800 factories in Kenya. Come to the 90s, the factories came down to about 1,470. Down to the early 2000s, when I and Mwalimu Mushwe were in the radio, we were operating with about 1,200 factories. To date, Your Excellency, factories have closed down. We are at 870 factories. And every single day, factories are closing. What measure are we going to put in place so that they don't close anymore? What are we going to do? Your Excellency, there was some fund that was established called Coffee Revitalization Fund. A fund that was created to digitize factories, to provide eco-purpose, like my sister, Honorable Cecily Barire, the governor, was saying. And that project have only done successfully less than 200 factories phase 1, which was to digitize the factory and to put CCTV cameras. Your Excellency, as we speak, most of those factories that have closed down, they are vandalized. The assets are gone. So even as we put laws here in this room, we must also ask ourselves, if we are able to bring back the laws and the institutions we are talking about, how do we reinvest back to make sure that those factories that closed down are back in operation? And how do they operate? Your Excellency, it's my humble submission that you revisit the issue of Coffee Revitalization Fund, which only need budgeting at the National Assembly under your instructions, so that we can revive those dead factories for the sake of our farmers. The reason why I'm very heavy on this is because in my constituency, Githunguri, our whole society has closed down, leaving only one factory operational. So all the farmers that were taking the coffees to the 11 factories that closed down, they are all lumped up in one factory. And the issues of governance, the issues of coffee thirst in the estates is serious. Your Excellency, on that note, you provide security to banks so that their money cannot be stolen. All commercial banks have security, Your Excellency. They get policemen. Can we get support, our factories, especially during the drying of coffee? Can we allocate security men to go and guard our factories, especially when we are drying our coffee? Because most of the factory chairmen who are here can confirm that most of the bills that they are not able to pay come from provision of security men to go and guard coffee during the dry season and the transportation to the millers and roasters. I have so much that I can give today, but I cannot hide my joy today because finally somebody who is passionate about coffee, who is none other than our Deputy President, has delivered the first step towards the right direction in the coffee sector reform. Thank you very much.